If you close your eyes and think back to a weekend afternoon in 1985, you can probably still hear it. The muffled squeak of sneakers on polished linoleum. The high-pitched echoes of children laughing from somewhere above your head. The unmistakable smell of frying oil mixed with warm plastic, paper bags, and sweet vanilla soft serve. You were not just going out to grab a quick burger, you were making a pilgrimage to a palace designed entirely for kids. Across America, millions of us grew up in a distinct cultural golden age, the era of the McDonald's Playland. It was a time when fast food restaurants were not just places to grab a quick meal on the run, they were neighborhood gathering hubs, living room alternatives, and colorful, fantasy-filled wonderlands. Today, if you drive past a modern McDonald's, you will see something very different. You will see sleek gray architecture, flat wooden accents, muted earth tones, and a quiet, efficient drive-through line dominated by digital menu boards and delivery drivers. The vibrant reds, sunny yellows, and towering plastic tubes have largely vanished. To understand how we lost the PlayPlace era, we have to go back to how it all began. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, McDonald's was locked in a fierce battle for suburban dominance. Fast food was expanding rapidly, and the key to winning over suburban parents was winning over their children. In 1971, McDonald's introduced the world to McDonaldland, a surreal, technicolor fantasy universe populated by Ronald McDonald, Mayor McCheese, the Hamburglar, Grimace, and a cast of quirky characters. It did not take long for corporate executives to realize that kids did not just want to see McDonaldland on television, they wanted to step inside it. By 1972, the first official McDonaldland Playlands were unveiled. And these early outdoor playgrounds were nothing short of legendary, and, by modern standards, absolute wild westerns of industrial playground equipment. If you played on a 70s or early 80s Playland, you remember the metal. The sun-baked, scorching metal. There was the Officer Big Mac climb in jail, where kids squeezed through a narrow ladder into a giant, hollowed-out metal burger head that functioned as a makeshift prison cell towering stories above a concrete pad. There was the Hamburglar swing, the Mayor McCheese merry-go-round, and metal spiral slides that could practically roast a hot dog on a warm July afternoon. There were no foam rubber floors. There were no soft nets. It was pure, unadulterated, metal and painted iron freedom anchored into a patch of lawn or asphalt behind the restaurant. As the late 1980s rolled in, safety regulations changed, and so did the weather-dependent nature of outdoor play. McDonald's adapted by bringing the fun indoors, creating the iconic PlayPlace structure that defined 1990s nostalgia. This was the age of plastic modular magic. Towering, sky-high networks of primary colored plastic tubes snaked through the high ceilings of dining rooms. You climbed up rope ladders, scrambled through transparent plastic bubbles that let you look down on your parents sipping coffee below, and plunged into vast, mysterious ball pits. The ball pit was the crown jewel of the 90s PlayPlace. It felt endless, an ocean of multicolored hollow plastic spheres where you could dive in, get lost, and inevitably lose a shoe. For kids of that decade, a birthday party held in a McDonald's PlayPlace room, complete with a sheet cake featuring a sugar print Ronald McDonald and small plastic toys inside bright red Happy Meal boxes, was the ultimate badge of honor. It created a profound emotional connection. For working-class and suburban families, the PlayPlace offered an affordable afternoon out. A parent could buy a coffee and a burger for a few dollars, sit at a booth with a magazine or newspaper, and let their kids burn off endless energy in an enclosed, fun space. So, what happened to this magical world? Why did the PlayPlace fade into history? The decline was not caused by a single decision, but rather a slow, sweeping shift in culture, technology, corporate strategy, and safety regulations. The first crack in the foundation appeared in the late 90s and early 2000s. Parents began raising concerns about sanitation, particularly in those famous ball pits. Stories, some true, some exaggerated urban legends, began to circulate about dirty toys, lost items, and hard-to-clean plastic surfaces. Maintaining a massive indoor playground required deep cleaning that busy restaurant workers simply did not have the time to pull off constantly. Slowly, the ball pits were drained and removed, replaced by padded flooring or interactive video game kiosks. At the same time, the broader cultural perception of fast food was shifting. Increased awareness around childhood nutrition and public health pressured companies to rethink how aggressively they marketed food directly to young children. The larger-than-life McDonaldland characters were gradually retired from mainstream advertising. Ronald McDonald took a backseat, and the whimsical, cartoonish identity of the restaurant began to dissolve. Then came the demographic pivot. In the mid-2000s, McDonald's initiated a massive global redesign known internally as the Forever Young Initiative. The target audience shifted away from small children and toward millennials, working adults, and mobile customers. McDonald's wanted to compete not with local parks, but with modern coffee houses and fast casual chains. The iconic red-roofed buildings were torn down or remodeled into sleek, boxy, earth-toned structures featuring stone facades, wood paneling, ambient lighting, free Wi-Fi, and plush lounge seating. The bright, chaotic energy of a playground dining room did not fit this new aesthetic. Space that was once dedicated to multi-story climbing tubes was reclaimed for extra seating, larger drive-through lanes, or pickup counters for delivery services. Furthermore, the way children play underwent a monumental shift. By the 2010s, entertainment migrated to digital screens. Kids who once begged to spend an hour climbing through plastic tubes were now captivated by tablets, smartphones, and video games. When the global events of 2020 forced restaurants to close indoor dining rooms and play areas worldwide, it acted as the final catalyst. Many play places that were already on the brink of retirement were closed permanently. When dining rooms reopened, many franchisees chose not to reopen the play structures, converting the space or removing the equipment entirely. While a small fraction of McDonald's locations across the country still maintain modern, scaled-down play areas today, the grand, immersive Playland era of the 70s, 80s, and 90s is essentially extinct. Looking back, the loss of the PlayPlace is about more than just fast food or playground equipment. It represents the loss of a specific kind of third space in American life, a vibrant, accessible, community-centered environment where kids could be kids, parents could take a breath, and a rainy Saturday afternoon felt like an adventure. The warm glow of those primary colors, the squeak of the plastic tubes, and the joy of landing in a sea of colorful plastic balls might belong to the past now, but for an entire generation, those memories remain as golden as the arches themselves.